eclectic Renaissance man. And he's called, though, to ignite the passion in the hearts and minds of people. He has served in ministry for over 15 years, working with young adults and with youth. He's passionate, innovative, creative, and he's a man that loves God. And that's why he's here today. Welcome, Minister Darrell Fletcher.
Good morning. Good morning. Come on now, give it back to me. Good morning. Good morning. All right. Great. Now, here's what I want to do today. I want to talk to the students, and I want to talk to some of the parents. Is that all right? That's cool? Now you got to talk back to me. Is that all right? Yeah. All right, cool. So, here's what I'm going to do. I got a question for everybody in here, but more specifically to the class of 2013, the 8th grade class. How many people in here want to be successful? Raise your hand. Okay, cool. Great. Got all. Okay, great. Successful people. Okay, I got my successful people over here. Great. Cool. So what I'm going to do today, I'm going to give you some principles. Some principles, not the person in the office, some principles. A principle is a method or a way of doing things or a rule. So I'm going to give you 6 principles that I believe that every successful person has lived by. 6 principles. Now, if you can remember these principles and apply them at least 1 or 2 to your life, I'm pretty much sure you'll be successful. Okay? That cool? Cool? Come on, talk back to me. All right, cool. So, the first principle I want to give you, the first principle is purpose. Purpose. Now, all these principles start with P. Okay? So, the first principle, I'm going to make them easy to remember. Purpose. Purpose is the reason why you do what you do. If you don't know why you do what you do, then why are you doing it? You may not even have a purpose. Parents, even some of us, we went to school, got a degree, and then we got a degree in something that we didn't like. And then, next thing you know, we don't even fulfill our purpose. And so we were so motivated by money. We were so motivated by, all my friends going to this college and they're doing this, but we lost our purpose. So young people today, the first principle I want to give to you, whenever you do something, however you do it, make sure you know the purpose. There you go. Great, cool. Now, the second thing is what I call the gasoline. This is gasoline. It is called passion. Passion. Because see, if you got a car, your engine is good, you know, everything is good in the car, but if you don't have no gas, you won't go anywhere. So you need passion. So if purpose is important, let's say purpose is the key, you need passion. You need passion. You need some gas in your tank in order to make sure you can get where you want to go. Because here's the thing. If you're driven by passion, this is what happens. When you're ready to give up, your passion will push you. So there's going to be times, 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, even beyond, you may want to give up, but you have to let your passion push you far beyond what you're feeling. Okay? So the first P was what? Second P was what? Okay, cool. Now, here's the next P. The next P is preparation. You got to be able to prepare for anything that you're going to do. We prepare for this service. We prepared the way you walked in. You walked in, I saw y'all walked in, you worked your way around. See, that came by preparation. You didn't just show up here this morning and be like, okay, how we walking in? You go this way, you go that way. No, you had to prepare for it. So if you really want to be successful in life, if you really want to do anything great, you got to be willing to have preparation. Now, after you get your preparation, you're going to need to have a plan. Now, that's the fourth thing. Because once you prepare, now you got to put a plan in motion. And that's what we did this morning. You prepared. You probably had practice sometime this week or sometime early on last week, whatever the case may be. We said, okay, we're going to walk down the aisle. We prepared for it. We walked down the aisle. Everybody planned how it was going to work out. And the plan worked. Because why? We prepared. And then we followed the plan. Cool? All right. Now, I'm going to give you what I call probably the most important P. And the most important P is this. It's called the process. See, you can be passionate, you can have purpose, you can prepare, and you can plan. But if you don't go through the process, nothing's going to happen. I'm reminded of a story in the Bible by a dude named Naaman. Naaman in the Bible, Naaman was a great and mighty man. He was a general in the army. He had prestige. He had respect. He had everything you could ever want. He had money. He had women. Everything he wanted. But one thing about Naaman had a skin condition. Naaman had a skin condition that we call leprosy. It's not very popular in this particular country. But at the time, his leprosy was so bad that parts of his skin would fall off. And Naaman said, you know what? I want to get rid of this skin condition. I got a purpose, a reason why I want to get rid of this condition. I got a passion of why I want to get rid of this condition. And so he said, okay, who can I find out in this particular land? Who can I find out in this country that can help me get rid of the skin condition? He said, there's a prophet over there. And if you go to the prophet will tell you what to do. And if you do what the prophet says, you'll get rid of your skin condition. So this is what Naaman did. Naaman got all his money, he got all his boys, and he said, let's go see the prophet. So he went to go see the prophet, and as he went to go see the prophet, he gets to the prophet's door. The prophet doesn't even come outside. The prophet stands in the house and sends out his attendant. He says, hey, go tell him to dip in the water 7 times. 7 times, just go tell him to dip in the water. So Naaman's standing outside in all his general gear, and he's standing there with all his people, and he's ready to see the prophet, and then the attendant comes out, and he's like, okay, he's not going to see me, he's not going to come and talk to me. He says, hey, follow these directions. Go dip in the water 7 times and be on your way. And so Naaman is upset. Naaman says, I came all the way over here, and you're not going to even see me? So Naaman gets upset, he gets back on his horse, and he starts going back to his own town. So his attendant says, hey, if the prophet would have told you to give you all his money, would you did it? Naaman said, yeah, I guess I would have. If the prophet would have told you to go dip in some other waters, would you have did it? He said, yeah, I would have did it. And one of the reasons why Naaman had a problem with dipping in this particular water was that it was dirty. It was a dirty river. It was a dirty lake. And he says, if I wanted my skin to be clean, I could have dipped myself in some clean water. But he said, hey, if he told you to go dip yourself in this dirty lake, let's just try it. So Naaman dips himself in the water 1 time. Nothing happens. He dips himself in the lake 2 more times, 3 times. Still, his condition is still the same. And he dips himself the seventh time. And when he got up on the 7th time, his skin began to change. Because see, the thing about Naaman, what he had a problem with, he didn't have a problem with passion. He didn't have a problem with purpose. He didn't have a problem with a plan. What he had a problem with was the process that he had to go through. And see, the very thing that some of us may come into school, we may have a challenge with the process of studying. We may have a problem with the process of doing homework. We may have a challenge with the process of getting up early and coming to school. I want to sit home. I want to do some other stuff. But that is a part of the process. And if you can master the process, if you can master the 5th P, I'm pretty sure you can master the 6th P. The 6th P reminds me of a guy named Derek Redmond. The 1992 Olympics, Derek Redmond was poised to win the 400 meter yard or 400 meter race. He stretched. He was prepared. He had passion. He had purpose. He knew why he was there. And so as he prepared, he said, all right. He had won all the pre-qualifying rounds. He said, all right, I'm going to win this thing. And so, the gun goes off. And Derek is running. And Derek is running at his top speed. And right around the 150-yard mark, Derek hears a pop. He hears a snap. And his hamstring begins to, it has been torn. And Derek falls to his knees. And he doesn't feel like he can make the race anymore. And the race goes on. And everybody's just running. But Derek hops up. And as he hops up, people try to stop him. He said, hey man, stop the race. The race is over. But Derek keeps on running. Derek keeps on hopping around. And he keeps on going. And he keeps on going. And all of a sudden, somebody from way up top, comes and tries to help him. And it's his father. And his father tried to stop him. But Derek said to himself, he said, I got to finish this race. And so Derek's father said to him, he said, if you're going to finish this race, we're going to finish it together. If you're going to cross this finish line, I am going to be the one to help you. If you're going to finish this race, let's do it together. So Derek needed persistence in order to finish the race. Because there are going to come days when you're going to want to give up. And then with the story of Naaman, if he would have gave up on the 5th time, he wouldn't have got it. If he would have gave up on the 6th time, he wouldn't have got it. But he had to be persistent to the instructions that he got. And you have to be persistent. The same way you were persistent in the 8th grade, you got to be persistent in the 9th grade. The same way you be persistent in the 9th grade, you got to keep it going. Because at the end of the day, I want to leave you with this question. What is failure? Is it messing up? What is success? Is it doing something right? But this is what failure is. Failure is giving up. But success is choosing not to. Thank you.
Minister Fletcher, thank you so much. I'm glad you came today. We need to hear that. And I noticed that the ones who stood up were parents. Because parents, you know what you said was true. 8th grade, he gave you a strong truth today. Now we have someone very near and dear to our hearts in 8th grade who asked if he could sing a song to you and for you. Jeremy.
Anyone could hear in our